Peace and blessings, salutations to all. My name is Yarima Karama here with another segment of Voices from Behind the Wall. Due to the feedback that I've gotten, and I thank everybody for the outreach, for the support that you've given. I've also had many requests because of these segments that I've been doing to kind of go more in depth and maybe tell a little bit more of my own personal story. So what we're going to start is some segments here dedicated to the full scope of Voices Behind the Wall, starting with somewhat like the going through the court procedure, the intake process, that sort of thing, just to give you all like a walkthrough of what actually goes on to our brothers and sisters caught up in the criminal justice system in this country. With that said, I was charged with a drug crime. I took my case to trial. I'm going to be very brief with this. I took my case to trial, of course. The prosecutor said I did it. I said I didn't do it. So that's neither here nor there. The time is done now, so we don't even need to debate that. What is important is going through that process. The further you get into the process, the less likely your chances of getting out of the process. And what I mean by that is that once you are actually indicted, your chances of beating the case or going home from that point on become slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And so in my particular case, local police made an arrest. And what's funny too is when we talk about the disparity and the disparity between black drug cases compared to white drug cases. What's disparaging in the federal system is the prosecutor actually has the ability to decide if he's going to make the case federal or if the state is going to keep the case. Now, you would think that states are sovereign, that they should have the power or control to say, no, we're keeping this case, but they actually don't. The feds can come in and actually say, we're going to take this case. So that's what happened in my case. Local law enforcement had the case first, the state, and then that was, the feds came in and said, no, we're going to take this. What was very unique in my case is I had a judge, once I went through the trial process and was found guilty by an all-white jury, basically of 50 and 60-year-old men and women. What was kind of unique is the judge at my sentencing, he said, I don't want to do this. He said, and Mr. Karama, I'm about to make this statement because I want Congress to know that this judge here didn't want to sentence you to this amount of time. And I hope that when Congress decides to change the law, that they can ameliorate, or when Congress decides to change the law, they can know that this judge, myself, didn't want to do this, and hopefully they can ameliorate what's being done today. And why I say that's unique is because I'm standing in front of the judge who's sentencing me, and he's basically telling me he doesn't have the power to do anything. He doesn't have the power to sentence me the way that he wants to, because Congress has set a mandate in place, federal sentencing guidelines that require him to follow those guidelines. So I'm looking at my attorney like, well, why am I not in front of Congress then? Why am I standing in front of a judge who can't do anything for me? What kind of sense does that make? So I was originally sentenced to 26 years and 10 months in prison. I ended up 2 years later giving 5 of those years back, which brought my sentence down to 21 years, 10 months. I wasn't a kingpin, wasn't a big drug trafficker. As a matter of fact, in my trial, they said they didn't even know who I was. They hadn't even been investigating me. 21 years, 10 months. My name's Yarima Karama, Voices from Behind the Wall. If you want to look me up, you can look me up at www.yarimakarama.com. That's my website. Also, friend me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Twitter. I have an album out called My Testament Volume 1. I do hip hop, spoken word poetry. I act. I do live performance, plays. And I have a company called Wire Urban Youth LLC. Provide mentoring services and workshops for at-risk youth, middle schoolers, young adults. Look me up. Let's network. Peace and blessings until next time.